Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready? Welcome to the stage. It's your moment to shine. Level up your game. Success is on the line. Okay. Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready? Let's go. The Champions Podcast starts now.
Because it's the same with sellers and buyers, actually. Not so much sellers, but buyers. And so in my personal experience, when I showed a house, there was never, because I was like one of those, I'm too kind, like I'm too nice kind of people. So there was never like a hard closing question with buyers. They were like, oh, we need to think about it. I was like, okay, give me a call. And I was like, see you later. Yeah. And then it kind of, when was it? It was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago or a year ago or something like that. I can't remember exactly when, but I remember what it was. It was I was helping another agent translate over the phone. So he was in a viewing. He called me. He was like, "I don't understand this guy. Can you translate in real time over the phone as we view this house?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Oh man." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." And that's how I learned. It was basically like very not difficult questions to ask, but very simple, just straight to the point, yes or no, like, do you want to buy kind of questions.
Yeah.
And I never did that before. And it's the same thing with these agents. Get to the yes and no, get to the harder questions, which are, like you said, going to create more results at the end of the day.
It's
Get
gonna
people
create
thinking.
more. Yeah, no, and you're 100% accurate, man. You create more results. You do create more work, but you're finding the people who are serious, whether it's a buyer, whether it's a
Yeah,
seller, whether it's an
that's it.
agent that wants to, yeah, come and join you.
That's it.
You're making that happen, and that's key. It goes after that quote: "Go after everything you deserve."
Mhm.
And if you don't ask the question, when I'm at an open house or when I'm with a seller or buyer or even an agent, if I don't ask the right questions, I feel like I let the family down. They don't know that,
Yeah,
but that's just
right.
me because we do this for them, right? And so if I'm not asking, I'm not doing for them. So I don't care because if they tell me no, if they tell me whatever, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm here to better people as far as if I'm helping a buyer buy, a seller sell, or an agent in the business. I'm here to help people.
right.
And if they want to come in and utilize my services, great. And if they don't, I have to be okay with that. We all have to be okay with that. And again, that's where that work ethic comes in to say, all right, hey, do I have one pending this month? Cool. But what if that falls through? I need to have a bigger pipeline. We all do to say,
Yeah,
even as we're filling that pipeline, to say, oh, cool, I've got, five potential listings coming up in the next 2 or 3 months. Great. How would it feel if you had 15 or 20 in the next 3 to 5 months? Now it's different. So it goes to that old saying, why do we settle for mediocrity when we could push ourselves?
right,
And
right.
that's something that I've been working on is like, hey, I got to get back in the swing of things. I got to keep pushing myself. And I get it. It's hard at times. But if you keep that momentum, then you rise up. And even with those conversations, just like that agent you were talking to, go there, man. A 30-minute
Yep,
phone call is great. It's short. I even do 20 minutes. Um,
right.
Again, it's just, especially if you're not feeling it and he's not super serious, cut it and get off of that, you
Yeah,
know? Yeah, and maybe even save the detail for another phone call. If he
right.
reaches out to you, you could have some of a follow-up here and there. That's what we
Yeah,
do,
of
and I
course.
get that, but don't go out of your way. Like with some
Right.
of the and that's kind of where I've been at over the last 3 weeks, especially with buyers, and agents going through my database. And I'm like,
Yeah,
hey, are you serious or not? And even if you have that question, hey, I know you were looking for, I'm just curious where you're at. Well, we're not looking anymore. They give you a short answer. All right.
right.
Well, great. help me understand what happened. What changed? Oh, well, we ended up buying a house. Oh, well, congratulations for you. When did you buy? Back in 2020. Wow. So you've been enjoying for a few years. Yeah, silly me. I dropped the ball and here we are,
Right.
right? So now I look at it like, all right, cool. I dropped the ball. I didn't follow up properly, and they bought a
Yeah.
house with somebody else probably.
Yeah.
And that happens. However, where are they in that trajectory? Are they going to sell in 2 years? Are they going to sell in 5 years? Can you rebuild that and move
Right.
forward from it? Um, that's where you have to assess in those moments, just like those agents too. So
Yeah, it's the
it
same
all
thing. Yeah,
correlates.
definitely. It really does. I was just looking at a message as well, again through some outreach that I was doing on LinkedIn to some agents. In fact, I logged in and I saw a post from an agent, which I recognized the name because in his name he has the flag of the island where he's from here in Spain, and it's exactly the same as the Scottish flag. And that's how I reached out to him the first time. I was like, "Where are you from?" He was like, "Tenerife." I was like, "Are you sure? Why have you got a Scotland flag in your thing?" He's like, "No, it's the Tenerife flag." I was like, "No."
Wow.
So yeah, I saw a post of his. I remembered him because of that. And underneath it said EXP agent. And I was like, what? And I went into our conversations. We spoke last year, and I think even the year before that as well. I reached out to him 2 years ago. And I can't remember, I remember exactly how the whole conversation went. But basically, at one point, I was like, would you be open to checking this out? Blah, blah, blah. And then like a little paragraph about what it is. And he said, I'm an independent agent at the moment. I'm all good. I understand the model. I've seen it, but I'm not interested right now. That's not a good time. What did he say? Something like, but I'm always open to everything kind of thing. It was like an
Sure.
open end thing. And I was just like, cool. And then I asked another question and he never got back to me. And that was like after summer last year or during summer last year. And then he joined the extra thing with your buyers there. And I was like, I wonder if I hadn't dropped the ball and kept following up, and I had some kind of system to it, if, he would have maybe joined with me. I'm happy that he's here. Um,
Yeah,
Either
absolutely.
way.
Yeah, celebrate the success, but yeah, at the same time, it is. You have to look at your
It's
systems and your follow through, and it's everybody, and that's something I'm working on, especially as we're talking with agents. We talk about CRMs and stuff like that. I'm putting everybody on my Google Calendar.
yeah,
That's what I look at every day. That's on my phone. It's
sure.
easy
Yeah.
access. It works for me, you know? And again, you in this business, you have to go with what works for you. And and sure, the CRMs have follow-up and reminders, but I get too many notifications already. So,
Yeah, we we deal with enough
right?
already as it is.
My phone's got
True.
measles, and it's one of those where um I just, I look at it and I'm like, all right, what don't I go to my calendar? What's on there? And so, I'll do my follow-ups, um, things like that. So that way I don't miss people.
Yeah.
And then if you include emails and maybe a text drip campaign through the CRM, now you're using that CRM better. I like that
Yeah.
idea for emails and texts versus reminders. The reminders are cool. I just don't use the reminders off of.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same. But it's
So,
definitely great having a system in place because I think there's so many agents out there that just don't work their database. And they could be leaving so much money on the table by not doing so. And I'm guilty. I'm one of them. I've only recently just kind of started working my CRM again. And it's I send a mass email out, maybe like every week or so. And you just never know where that email is going to hit the right person at the right time, even if they've been in there for years. And they'll get back to you like, "Yep, I was actually just back on the market looking for this, looking for that, blah blah blah." Like, "What have you got?" I was like, "Boom, there it is." That would have never have happened if I didn't just send one email, which maybe took me like 5 minutes to write, if that.
well, and I mean, with all this automation, you could take and set it up so you have 12 months of emails and a text campaign
Take a morning and just get it set up for. Yeah, yeah,
for
exactly.
a year.
Months.
You
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And that way, hey, every year I need to reset. And whatever month, if it's February, June, start it then and just make a note on your Google Calendar or whatever you use. Hey,
Yeah.
reset my things. Or you just have to follow up with those people in a year to see where they're at, you know? So yeah, you just have to find your own systems. And again, that's figuring out what works for you. I think it's there's so much out here, but yeah, what's going to be simple? What's going to be easy
Yeah.
for you? What are you going to look at on an everyday or have access to? Super simple. I know we have our phones and they're super accessible, but like
Yeah.
on a CRM, I have to click maybe this app and then I have to log in again and then I forget my password. So now I got to need to go to my saved passwords and I got to do this. So I'm taking 6 steps to get, you don't want to do that.
Right.
So
It's true.
if I go to Google Calendar, I could tap the app and I'm in and I could see, boom, I
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah. It's true.
that's those streamlines I think are essential.
Yeah. Yeah. I am one of those that if it's not in my calendar, it won't happen. Ev-
Yep.
Um, simple stuff. Whether it is if somebody calls me or I call someone and they say, "I'll call me back at like 5 o'clock tomorrow," it's like it needs to go in the calendar for 5 o'clock tomorrow because otherwise it won't happen. Definitely, organization is the key. It alleviates your mind to get important stuff done without stress. Try it sometime. It works. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I wanted to go back to, and I know you were talking about some of the EXP Go events that you've got coming up. And I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you for, aligning yourself with these and, taking it off. I think it's going to be super exciting. I think it's going to build a lot of momentum for you. Um, you know,
Yeah.
you went to this event locally to you, and so cool that you can get the energy and give the energy, and then you win an award for second best sponsor of all of Spain. So super proud of
Okay.
you, buddy. I mean, you're doing
Yeah.
amazing things out there, and yeah, so cool of you to be so
Yeah. What's cool is that um for 2024 I won third best sponsor in Spain.
nice.
2025 I won second best sponsor in Spain. So this
I
recent
see.
event we were at, I was like staring at number one, like have him shaking in his boots.
Yes, I see a trend, baby. Yes, that's it, man. But and again, what you focus on expands, and you've been able to put a lot of pieces of the puzzle together over the years, and it's just like everything else, and you continue to be open minded, learn and develop.
Mhm.
And that's why you're a success, and that's why people learn from you and follow you and continue to grow with you too. I want to see too with the event itself. What
Mhm.
kind of energy did you feel? What was like one of your biggest takeaways that you loved?
So the energy in the room was ecstatic from the get-go. What was really cool about this event particularly is it was from 4 p.m. um till till whoever was floor. Um and for the first hours or so, I think there was like four. So each speaker would go up and do their thing and whatever else. And then afterwards, it was just pure networking. It was just the agents mingling with each other, getting to know each other. People could have a drink if they wanted to. We got some food and whatever. So everyone was just kind of like moving around the room, exchanging business cards and getting to know each other. And that went on for a long time. And it was really, really cool because it wasn't like the other events where it just felt like installing that kind of culture, like at a company level, which is great. But the takeaways that I got from it, what I install into my organization. So it was all about building a community and building that culture and bringing people together. That was huge. That was probably my biggest takeaway. It's probably not something that's common takeaway from these events. Maybe it is. I don't know. But that was my big thing. It was like, man, I really, really loved seeing all of these people come together on an online brokerage where we never see each other in person, like dancing, and they were having fun, having a drink together, having some food, and just taking pictures and exchanging stories and stuff. And I was like, I want to see more of that specifically.
Yep.
So for me, it was the personal human connection between everyone was what I liked most about it. The energy was great. It was a really, really great event. Yeah, they need I would do more of those.
Well,
those kinds
and
of
that's
events.
exactly, where you want to take those energies. And I love hearing that, man, because take that mindset and then build that. Do those EXP goes, do those.
Sorry, I froze.
Yeah, I saw that. Might be my computer.
That's me.
So what I was saying too, get to those events, take that energy and put it in the EXP Go events, put them into your lunch and learns,
100%.
you know, and think of that because if you're sharing that fun and energy, that's intoxicating.
Oh yeah,
And,
definitely.
and whether you're in a cloud brokerage or a brick and mortar, that energy is going to come about. And I'll tell you this, being in a cloud brokerage for so many years here at EXP, I think our events have more. And I say that because I've been to what was it called? Family Tree with Keller Williams. I started there, so I've been to
Right.
a lot of their events. And then I've been to, outside of real estate events as well. They're cool events. I'm not taking away from that.
Of course.
But an EXP event, I feel, is just different because it's that. It's like, hey, me and you, we've built a relationship for so many years. And,
Right.
and then it's like, hey, I've learned from him and I've learned from her. And oh man, she's really helped me and she's been there and he's done that. And this is cool and that's cool. And then you see him in person.
Yeah.
And it's just like, heck yeah, how awesome. Because you're already friends, you're already colleagues, you're
Yeah.
already a success. And now it's just like that in-person connections is even stronger.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it blows me away of what we continue to build because it's that power of that cloud and really, with EXP being the first to market, being the very first cloud brokerage, we continue to grow and we continue to have these feelings when we do small events and large events. And I just absolutely love it. And whether you're internal of our brokerage, get to the events. If you're external, come and check
Oh
it
yeah.
out. Come and check it out. So it's super cool, man. I love that. I love that you're going to take that energy. That's something we're looking at too. Being part of the
Mm.
AAC here is just doing
Right.
fun events the rest of this year. It's fun.
Yeah.
That's it. That's one of our
Yeah.
core values, right?
Fun. Yeah. Yeah. It is. I speak with people that worry about the online brokerage making agents feel a little bit more lonely because they'll miss the camaraderie in the offices, like this little subculture that you have in a brokerage office, physical office location. Um, and I'm like, no, I can't explain it to you, but you need to have this experience to see what it's like. And I know that it sounds counterintuitive that an online brokerage makes me feel more a part of something within that culture. Um, It sounds impossible. It doesn't make sense, but trust me that it just does. It works, and it works internationally. When
Yeah.
we have these EXP cons in Barcelona, for example, last year, um, like you said, meeting people from the other side of the world who I'd already spoken with, I knew what they were doing and where they're at EXP and kind of things, and then getting to meet them in person. It's like I don't think that would have. I don't know. I don't have the experience, but if I'm limited to my office, then I get to know my office really well. But here, it's like everyone. And then when you come together in person for these events, insane. Definitely, if you have the opportunity, check them out. Especially if it's a fun event, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
need to go. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
Question for you. So as you were talking, just a couple things I hear you saying, and I always talk. Yeah, I always think as we're talking to other agents and sharing
Mhm.
opportunity and whatnot. Of people always give us pushback, and you hear something
Yeah.
like that. Oh, I like this. Something that I think about when you just said, "Hey, uh, I can't tell you about it. It's something you need to experience."
Yeah,
That's a moment for you, Ian, to show them. Invite
that's
them to
true.
meetings, invite them to in-person events, invite them to podcasts, invite them
Right.
to a library of YouTube videos that we do. Invite them and say, hey, let's do this. Let's get on an hour call, video call, I want to show you some of the stuff of what's truly important to me. And what
Right.
I also do, I go there and I say, hey, are you open minded to enhance your business without having that old school brick and mortar? And if they say no, a girl told me this week, I'm not open minded. I said, all right, thanks. Bye. Hung up.
Well, of course. I mean, yeah,
If you're not open minded, I can't have a conversation because you're going to be stuck in your ways now and then forever. It's
exactly.
going to happen. So it's those deliberate conversations. What do we need to do? What do we, how are we going to overcome these objections that, hey, oh, it's brick and mortar? It's a very old school mindset. If people at Blockbuster Video, did you guys have video rental places out there back
Yeah.
in the day? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Was Blockbuster out there by chance?
I don't know about Spain. It was in the UK because
Okay.
I I grew up there till I was 14 in Scotland. So
Oh, that's right. All right, cool. So you're familiar with it, but maybe not everybody. But you could relate it to a video
yeah.
rental place and
Yes.
said, "Hey, if you were owning one of those video rental places and Netflix came on, and you know what, you just were comfortable because you like that brick and mortar video rental place. Here it is. I've got four walls, and cool. People are going to come in and rent videos. Well, guess what? Netflix said bye bye,
Yeah.
and now all the video rental stores are all out of business.
Hmm.
So y- get people to think and walk them through those little scenarios because they're not thinking, they're just saying, I'm used to a brick and
Sure.
mortar. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe they do need it. I don't know. But again, I'm going to challenge them. So if you're in a brick and mortar, how many people come to your office each day? About 10, maybe five, maybe 20. Depends if there's free lunch or not. All right. Well, I get that. So, all right. So that's what, 5 days a week? Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool. Um, what if you could have like 100 times more collaboration efforts than just that on a daily basis? Because you're going from a local closed mindset of, hey, this is where our office is, to a global collaboration.
Right.
I like, how big is that? I really need to take those off. Um, how big is that to be able to grow your business? Because I know when I became part of this, before it, I was only right here in Indiana. And then I started meeting great
Yeah.
people like Brent Gove, Gene. And then I meet this cool guy in Spain. It just keeps on growing. So I guess the summary of it, and this is for everybody watching, don't limit yourself. And look at that. Are you limiting yourself by going into a little office? You don't know that answer. You have to ask yourself that. From
Right.
our standpoint, the answer is yes, but you have to look at yours. Back to you, that's I am really trying to get people to think, because it's not about excuses. Don't just come in here, be reactive and throw excuses. Oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I love my broker. It's all the same stuff I hear every day. And I get it.
Right.
And I
Right.
I hope you love your broker. And but I hope you love your family more.
Yeah. We hope so.
We hope so. Because just like we started today's conversation, buddy, I said I do this for the family, right?
Right.
I know you do this for the family too. I think a lot of us in this business do it for the family. My question to those watching, are you in your own way to say, hey, I'm comfortable? A comfortable mindset's not going to open up any doors to growth. You're just going to
Um,
sustain, right?
Amen. Amen to that. It's not. This isn't us telling you to make a change. It's just be open to the options that are there. If EXP was a brick and mortar brokerage, would you still look at the options? Like, what would change if it was brick and mortar? Does it? No, just think about that for a second. Like, what is it really that's holding you back and holding back your potential? Is it just the fact that you think you're in the best situation where you are? How do you know? It's like saying to someone, it's like I said to my kids the other day, I was like, can you play the violin? And they said no. I was like, what are you talking about? How do you know? I've never bought you one. You've never tried. Like, I can't play the violin. I've never played it. I was like, that's the whole point. You've never played it. How do you know? And it's a similar kind of situation. It's like you don't know until you try and at least look at the other options that are there. So like you said, yeah, don't be reactive. It's just looking at the menu. It's just looking at the menu and seeing what's there. You're not gonna get everything there. You don't have to change. It's just be open to what's available. That's all. You at least owe that to your family.
I love that. Yeah, you do owe that to your family. You should. And it is. I mean, it's not for everybody, and I get that. But I love that you said that. Hey, if we were a brick and mortar, would you look at it? I've talked to people too, and I said they're like, I don't have time for this. And I said, if I had $1 million listing, would you have time for a referral?
Yeah, there it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I would. Okay, this is worth more than $1 million listing because that $1 million listing commission, you're going to get what? One time. This is something that's going to change the way that you look at your business and it's going to pay you every month. Guaranteed. Yeah, it's just
Right.
opening your mind. Be open minded. I can't say it enough, man.
Yeah, it does. Open minds, open doors, and it's not over. It's not just like the passive monthly income. It's opening yourself to new markets where you might not be able to do that now because of geographic limitation. Yep, you don't know what's possible until you at least have a look at the option and ponder it. Whether that takes a week or 3 years doesn't matter. Just know that it's there and know what's available. So that'll be all, folks.
I was just thinking that too. That's all, folks.
So apart from that, any final words?
No, man, I just appreciate it. It's great to see you, buddy. I'm happy
Always.
to be here with you and continue to build with you. And I always just appreciate your energy. When we text each other, I always appreciate the great things you say and the motivation you bring and the inspiration too. So thank you for being you, buddy. Appreciate it. Love you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, no problem. I'll right back at you with everything. If you're watching this, please um be open to it. Have a look. It doesn't need to be with us. We don't care. Just open your mind. Open minds, open doors. So take that away with you. Chill out. Peace. Bye. Ooh, adios.
Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready? Welcome to the stage. It's your moment to shine. Level up your game. Success is on the line. Okay. Your time is now to become a champion of your real estate brand. Are you ready?